Hey everybody, I'm Emma and today I'm going to be doing a little comparison video for you. So, kombucha. It's growing in popularity and more people know what it is, which is great, and it's really starting to get through to the mainstream, but it's still got a little bit of a way to go. And given that most people are choosing kombucha for gut health, we thought we'd put together a video to tell you the difference between kombucha and probably the most popular gut health product on the UK market right now, which are probiotic dairy shots. So, Yakult, Actimel, we've seen them all on the supermarket shelves, and we've got some Actimel right here. Some Yakult right here. But what's the difference? Is one better suited for me than the other? Let's find out. So, kombucha and probiotic drinks are both beverages that contain beneficial bacteria for gut health. However, there are some key differences between the two that are worth noting. The bacteria in a kombucha SCOBY includes Acetobacter, Gluconobacter, sometimes Lactobacillus. Really, the number of bacteria will vary enormously depending if it's home-brewed kombucha, commercially brewed kombucha, depending what brand it is, and it can vary from a couple of 100 million to, a couple of billion. And also, kombucha culture can actually be used to ferment different liquids, not just tea. So things like fruit juices or coffee, but 99% of the time it's made with tea. The tea is usually green tea or black tea, but sometimes other tea like oolong tea and white tea, or flavoured tea like jasmine tea. The fermentation process, the fermentation of the tea, results in the production of acids such as acetic acid, ethanol and carbon dioxide. So we're going to do a taste test at the end, but kombucha tastes a little bit sweet and a little bit tart all at the same time. In its unflavoured form, it's really appley, like a kind of zingy, bubbly, appley, lovely drink with a hint of apple cider vinegar. Contains trace amounts of alcohol, like all fermented food, but is very trace. So typically sort of 0.1% to 0.3%, so it's basically zero, and it's therefore classed as non-alcoholic. Often kombucha is flavoured with fruits and spices, like this apple one here, blueberries, ginger, strawberries, or herbs, mint, basil, basically anything that you like. And kombucha does tend to be lower in sugar because the sugar gets consumed by the culture during the fermentation. And in fact, some commercial brands of kombucha don't have any sugar in them at all and instead contain sweeteners. So many people drink kombucha because they want to improve digestion and gut health. People often associate kombucha with probiotics, and whilst that's very true, there are lots of other components in kombucha that are hugely important. So as I mentioned earlier, kombucha is generally made from tea. There are multiple studies demonstrating the benefits of tea. So tea is obviously a plant-based food and therefore contains chemical compounds called polyphenols, sometimes known as flavonoids, and these are antioxidants. As well as the antioxidants in the tea, the bacteria create acids during the fermentation process, such as acetic acid and gluconic acid, and these are antioxidants too. One important thing about kombucha is that as much as people drink kombucha for health, it's also just a really tasty sparkling soft drink. It's delicious. You can drink it any time of the day at all, so plenty of people drink kombucha as an alternative to alcohol, as a drink after exercise, as a drink with your lunch, basically any time you fancy a really lovely chilled drink. Finished kombucha drinks like this in a bottle or a can can be bought in the supermarket, online, cafes, bars, restaurants, and you can also make kombucha at home with a SCOBY. And again, you can buy one of these online, or if you contact your local kombucha brewery, they'll probably be happy to help. Probiotic drinks like this often contain a single unique bacteria, and so they can't be made at home in the same way as kombucha. And they are specifically designed to deliver a really high dose of bacteria in a small serving. And so we've got this Yakult here, and actually Yakult is a really interesting background story. Yakult was founded in the 1930s after a Dr. Minoru Shirota successfully cultured a specific strain of bacteria, which is why unless you're a fully fledged scientist with your own lab, you're probably not going to be making this tipple at home. And he named it Lactobacillus casei Shirota, or LCS. Try saying that fast 5 times. And Dr. Shirota was born in rural Japan, where he witnessed the outbreak of lots of diseases like cholera when he was growing up. And as a grown-up scientist, he was particularly focused on preventative medicine. And his research showed that bacteria and microorganisms could improve a person's health and reduce the occurrence of illness. And during his research, he discovered that lactic acid bacteria helps to control bad bacteria in the gut. So he cultured this strain of bacteria, which was strong enough to survive a person's stomach acid and reach the gut alive. So 5 years later, in 1935, he introduced a fermented drink with this bacteria to the market, and the rest is history. So Yakult, the bottle, is pretty cool, and I'd say it's probably pretty iconic. It's certainly instantly recognisable, though I should say that other dairy probiotic shots and less exciting bottles are available. These guys contain 20 billion bacteria per bottle, and they're made from milk rather than tea. They tend to have more sugar per 100 ml than kombucha, and that's because the sugar isn't fermented out of the drink in the fermentation process. It's an addition to the drink. Drinks like this also probably lend themselves to different drinking occasions than kombucha. So many people drink a dairy probiotic at the start of the day with their breakfast. That's probably where it seems most fitting, or they might have it mid-morning. Unlike kombucha, they don't double up as a regular soft drink or as an alcohol alternative, so nobody's going to be rocking up to their local bar and requesting a Yakult. But that's not to say they aren't flexible, so people add them to breakfast cereal and into smoothies. One similarity that I hadn't realised until researching this video, and not entirely related to health, but very interesting nonetheless, is that both kombucha and probiotic shots like Yakult can be used as a mixer. And we like to add our booch to a cocktail now and then. We'll shoot some videos showing you how to make a mean margarita, but in Japan and Korea you can get a Yakult soju cocktail. I'm definitely up for giving that one a try. Okay, so let's do a little taste comparison. So kombucha is obviously carbonated and fizzy. So this is apple and elderflower, so it's flavoured. So you get that lovely apple cidery tang when you drink it. The appley flavour of the kombucha is augmented by the apple fruits in this with a little hint of elderflower. I know, I'm kind of saying so myself, but that's pretty tasty. Okay, and then we're going to do a Yakult. Just peel off this little... So it smells a little bit sweeter than kombucha. So it's kind of like got that dairy sweetness, a bit vanilla-y. Almost a bit citrusy actually. So in summary, both kombucha and probiotic dairy shot drinks have their own benefits. It's really up to you to decide which one you prefer. Some people might prefer kombucha's taste, while others may prefer the convenience of a small serving of Yakult or other probiotic shot drink. Some people will want to do both, and it's really worth noting that the more types of fermented food and different probiotics you can get into your diet, the better. Thank you for watching. Please subscribe to our YouTube channel. You can like and follow us on all the regular social channels. We've got a Facebook group, and we really love to hear your comments and feedback about our videos. Thanks for watching. See you next time.